very good evening everyone. Welcome back to pantechelearning channel. Yes, all the participants, I welcome you all to the pleasant evening to the session. We have finally come up to the day 8 of our masterclass Data Science 2.0 version. Okay, in this session what we are going to learn? So you might be having some agenda, right? We are going to learn about the algorithms, okay? Linear regression, logistic regression. How we are implementing these regression algorithms to the input data, to our fixed input data, okay? Let us see what type of input we are going to take, how we are going to implement particular algorithms to our input data, okay? Fine. So before starting the session, let me first tell all the participants, this is not a regular classroom session, okay? It's like not like explaining everything on board with chalk piece, write your notes clearly. No, this is not like that session where you can act like you are watching the board but you are in somewhere, right, in dreams. No, this is not that type of a session, okay? So please make the session interactive. Fine. So next let me give you an announcement like about the attendance form. You will receive the attendance form at 7:30, okay? And you will also going to get, by attending this master class, you will get an e-certificate if you attend 25 days. Next, what you will get in this 1 month internship are presentations, PPTs, videos, source codes, CSV files, Excel sheets or any input type data, project videos, examples and 1 month internship certificate, completion certificate you will be getting. Okay, how to enroll for this 1 month internship? The actual cost of the internship is 999 rupees, but if you use the coupon which is displayed on the screen, that is welcome DS2. So use this coupon, then you can register for this masterclass or for this 1 month internship with 597 rupees itself. Okay, so this is the link for registration. The first batch has been already registered, the date was completed. Now even though if you are interested, you can just register with the link given in the display. Finally, yeah, so we have come up to the 8th day session. What we are going to learn? We are going to learn about machine learning algorithms. Regression means it's one type of supervised algorithm, okay? We do have mainly of linear and logistic regression. Let us see what these regression algorithms are. Yes, good evening. If you are having doubts, you can just let us know in the comment section. I will get back to each and every query by the end of this session. At the last 5 minutes, we will take that. Fine. So here comes linear regression. So in this process, a relation is established between independent and dependent variables by fitting them to a line. It's nothing but, for suppose if I give some values, okay, 2 variable values I have given, the same variable values I am plotting in a graph. When I plot in a graph, it will be somewhere, according to the values whatever I have given, it will be given in somewhere on the graph. But it shows something like linear regression, like it means linear line is getting plotted, okay. So this line is known as regression line and is represented by a linear equation. So what is the equation? Y is equal to A into x plus b. This is the linear regression expression. It means y is equal to A into x plus b. It is nothing but if x value increases, y value also increases, directly proportional, okay? Fine. So in the above equation, y is a dependent variable, a is slope of the variable, x is independent variable, b is intercept. Let me once again tell you, in the above equation, y is a dependent variable, a is slope, x is independent variable, b is intercept, okay? Fine. The coefficients of a and b are derived by minimizing the sum of square the difference of distance between the data points and the regression line. Once again I am reading this. The coefficients of A and B are derived by minimizing the sum of square difference of distance between the data points and the regression line. What is the distance between the data points and the regression line? So it will be calculated. Okay. Fine. So now where we are going to implement our project or implementation, where we are going to do? Previously we have done library files. Where we have implemented that? In which editor window? Yes, I need your reply. My dear participants, please do reply. Yes, I need response from all the participants. We have done in Jupyter Notebook, right? In Anaconda Navigator software, where we find different editor windows. Among all that, you have to launch Jupyter Notebook. In that Jupyter Notebook, we have implemented how to plot the graphs like that, right? Fine. Now in today's session, we will see a project implementation, okay? How we can take some problem statement and work on that using this regression algorithms, okay? So what is the algorithm we are working on? Linear regression. Okay, fine. Now directly go to start. Type Jupyter. Yeah, click on open. I hope everyone is following, right? First it will open the command prompt, then it will redirect us into the home page of Jupyter Notebook editor window. Once again I am telling you, just go to start, all programs, type Jupyter Notebook. Okay, click on enter or click on open. It will open the command prompt and it will redirect us into the home page of Jupyter Notebook editor window. So this is the home page of Jupyter Notebook. Here you have to select the location where your file is going to be done or do. Okay, fine. So I already have my files over here. Yeah. So this is what an example or an implementation of linear regression. So how we are taking, what is the problem statement, what we are going to work with, let me tell you. So we are going to work with house prices, okay. Taking house price of a, we wanted to know the price of a house basically, okay. For that I have collected some information, Excel sheet data. That Excel sheet I have to use here in the program and I have to predict the price of the house. That is what my problem statement is, okay. For this I am going to apply linear regression algorithm, okay. For any problem statement or for any implementations basically, first what we have to do? To get some output, first what we have to do? Yes, to get some output, what we have to do first of all? We need to give some input, right? Correct? Am I correct or not? We need to give some input. So in order to work with that input, we need to have certain library files, okay? What that library files are? We have already discussed about it. Can anyone answer me? Okay, I am going to tell. So we are going to work with Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn, sklearn. So these library files we are going to work basically, okay? Fine. So that library files we have to get into this program first of all, or import them or access them, okay? Import NumPy as NP variable. Next, import Pandas as PD variable. Next, import Matplotlib dot pyplot module as PLT variable. Okay. Next, scikit. Scikit is a library file which is basically used for accessing of machine learning or any modules or any algorithms. Okay. From this scikit only we can access them. It will be stored in this scikit only. Okay. So from this sklearn, I am using linear model selection. Okay. From that I have imported linear regression algorithm. Okay. Now from sklearn.metrics. Metrics is a module which is used for mathematical calculations purpose. So from sklearn.metrics, I have imported mean square error. What is this mean square error? We might have done this in something like mathematics, right? In our 7th, 8th, 9th standard, I guess, right? Maybe after that also we might have been done, but basically we used to do that at that time, right? Fine. So sorry for the interruption. Fine. So from sklearn.metrics we have to import this mean square error. Why we have to import is because we have to get this value, we have to calculate this mean square error value in regression algorithms. Okay, what do you mean by regression algorithms basically? For suppose if we wanted to know something like continuous changes, where we can find continuous changes basically? Yes, where we can find continuously it will be changing. Where? Maybe in investments, maybe in stock prices, right? For suppose we have explained you Bitcoin price prediction, right? On that demo, on the first day of our session, right? So what it has been done, we cannot predict that particular price. It will be changing it means spontaneously. Suddenly it will be high, suddenly it will be low, right? Correct or not? So such type of continuous changes we can predict using this regression algorithms. You just remember this point. Regression algorithms or regression technique is basically implemented to know the continuous predictions. Okay? To know the continuous predictions. Okay? For that continuous predictions we are using regression algorithms, and in that regression algorithms I want this mean square error value to be calculated to find the predictions. Okay, fine. Next, import math, which is basically used for mathematical calculations. Next, now the next line you can see here, this is my input file. Okay, .csv represents my input is in the form of an Excel sheet. Okay, so this Excel sheet I'm reading into the program with the help of Pandas library file, and I'm storing the complete Excel sheet into a very small variable called data set. Okay, here data set means just a variable. So my dear participants, one thing let me tell you, please don't type this code. Okay, just listen the session, it is enough. Why? Because in order to work this or implement this in your system, you should have some Excel or something like some input data basically that we did not give you yet. Okay, you can generally collect such type of inputs from online websites, but here we don't have that much time to wait for 5,000 students, right? So that is what we will explain you. What you have to do is you go to some online websites like Kaggle, UCI repository. From there you download this house prices data set and you can work on that. Okay, not only house price, you can take any Excel sheet where you can implement linear regression algorithm. Okay, fine. So today you need not to do any typing, so you can just listen, it is enough. You can enjoy the session as well. Okay, fine. If you did not understand any instruction, please let me know. I will tell you once again. Okay, fine. So what we are doing here is, I have taken this house prices.csv Excel sheet data. That file I am reading into the program with the help of Pandas library file, and I am storing the complete Excel sheet into a very small variable called data set. Okay, here data set is just a variable, that's it. Okay, now, so before all this, so we have stored the complete Excel sheet into a very small variable. Now I would like to check what type of data is present in that particular variable. So when I run the cell, you can see here multiplication symbol is visible. It means that particular cell is getting run. After running, it will assign the line number 1, 2, 3 like that, and it will also give me the output below the cell itself. So you can see line number has been assigned. For this cell also I will run. Okay. Now the Excel sheet has been stored in a small variable. Now let me check what is the data present in this variable. Okay, run. So this is what my Excel sheet data. ID, date, price, rooms, okay, living room, and you can see floors, waterfront view, grade, square feet above, basement. So these are all related to houses only, right? How the construction has been done, how many rooms are available, right? So what is the total area space, where that particular location is. These are all related to house price, okay? So that Excel sheet I have considered. So you can see here when I display or when I run the variable, you can see my Excel sheet is displayed. Now we will apply few functions here, okay? What is my variable? Data set, correct? This is my variable, right? Data set. That variable I have taken. I will apply few functions over here. Header function. Header function, by default, it will give me first 5 rows of data with all the columns that are present in my input. Next, so give the variable name dot tail function. It will give me last 5 rows present in my Excel sheet. Next, we will do few pre-processing functions. We will apply that, okay? So dataset dot info. Information block describes for each and every column present in my input. It will describe me the total count. It will describe me whether that particular attribute is having null values or not, and it will also describe me which type of data type it is actually consisting of. I think my voice is okay, right? Am I audible to all the participants? It is audible, right? Yes, please do reply. Yes, am I audible, my dear participants? Please do reply. Am I audible? Is my voice is audible? Yeah, it's audible. All the participants have answered. Very nice. Fine. So we have for each and every attribute, every column, it will describe me the total count. It will describe me whether that particular attribute is consisting of null values or not, and it will describe me which type of data is present in that particular variable. Okay, particular column. Okay. Next, we also have few functions like dataset dot isNull.sum function. So it will give me whether there are any null values present. If present, how many null values are there? It is going to display over here. Next, dataset dot describe function. It will describe me certain values like count value, mean value, standard deviation value, minimum maximum value, 25%, 50%, 75% values of each and every column. Okay. Next, we also have function like shape function. It will describe me total number of rows and columns present in my Excel sheet. Next, dataset dot columns. It will describe me what are all the columns that are present in my Excel sheet. Okay. Next, we have taken the Excel sheet, we have stored in a small variable, we have done some few pre-processing functions. Next, what we are going to do? We are going to categorize the data. Okay. It means we are going to divide input and output basically. Okay. Fine. What I am doing, square feet living. We have a column like square feet living, right? That column data I am storing in a variable called size. Okay. Price information, price column I am storing in price variable. Okay. Now what I am doing, I am reshaping the array of x and y, size and price information with plus and minus 1. Okay. Now print this x of is to y of is to. It means till second column it should display all the size of x and y. When we run, you can see here what is the price and what is the size. Okay, it is displayed the size and price data of that particular columns. Okay, fine. Next, what we are doing? We are going to implement the algorithm now. Okay, linear regression is the algorithm. That algorithm I am storing in a very small variable. Now I will feed x and y variables, input and output, to this particular variable, because we have to train it, right? We have to train that particular model. That's why we have given this. We are fitting this x and y variables to this model variable or algorithm. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the RMSE value. Okay. So you can see mean square error of x and y values is being calculated. That will be stored in this particular variable. Next, square root of regression model, that means this variable we have given, it means square root of mean square error of x and y, that it should print. Next, r squared value, it means regression score value, it has to display. Next, here what I am printing, coefficients and intercept, model intercept. When I run this, you can see the plotting is done in linear regression. Sorry. So you can see here mean square error value is here. Next, r square error, root error. Okay. Next, this is the intercept value, coefficient and intercept values. Now I got the output. Now I want to visualize the output. Okay. How the data is going to be plotted in my graph. So I am going to plot it in scatter plotting. We have discussed about scatter plotting, where we will get the information of plotting in terms of circles, right? So that is what we are going to do here. Plot the scatter matrix using this x and y data. Color indication I have mentioned something like red color. Okay. Next, to plot x and predict with the help of this x, color indication black. Title mentioned as linear regression. In the x label I should give the size. In the y label I should give the price of the house. When I plot the data, not only it is plotting, I am going to give some print statement. So it has to give me the print statement of the prediction data. Okay. When I run this, so this is what your output, linear regression. This is all the information which is present in my input. Okay. Size information, price information. Just I am plotting that in graph. After plotting, when I just mark a line, it is going to come in a form of linear regression, linear value. It means if x value increases, y value also increases. If the size of the house increases, the price of the house also increases. Correct? That is what we got the output. So prediction of the model also we got. Okay? This is how we are implementing linear regression algorithm. Now let us go back to the presentation, where we are going to learn about logistic regression. Okay. Logistic regression is used to estimate discrete values or digital values from a set of independent variables. So it is used to calculate or get or estimate discrete values from a set of independent variables. It helps to predict the probability of an event by fitting the data to a logistic function, logits function. So that is why we call this as logits regression. Okay. For this also we are going to do some practical implementation. So till now, what was the example of what was the implementation we have done? We have implemented or we have used something like linear regression. For that, what is the problem statement we have considered? House price prediction. Now we are going to consider credit card. Okay, that credit card as my input data I have to take and I have to find some predictions. Okay, fine. So these methods listed below are often used to help or improve the logistic regression models, which includes interaction terms, eliminating the features, regularize the techniques, use a non-linear model. Okay, fine. Let us go back to the Jupyter notebook. So this is over linear regression. Now we will do logistic regression implementation. I hope everyone is understanding. Okay. .ipynb represents your coding file. Okay. Fine. So now that we are going to work with credit card information. Okay. Fine. So first we have to import the library files. For any problem statement, you are going to work same way. Okay. Import library files, access the input data, store in some variable, and do some pre-processing functions or apply some pre-processing functions. Divide the input and output and predict the model. Okay. Fine. I hope everyone understanding. Is it interesting? Please raise your hands. Yes. Am I being too fast? It is not too fast, my dear participants. It is too slow. Interesting. Okay, fine. So first we are importing the different library files. Import pandas as PD variable. Next, we can give any variable. I have mentioned something like PD variable. Okay. Next, from sklearn.linear model selection, I have imported logistic regression. Now, from sklearn.model selection technique, I have imported train test split module. So how this train test split module is going to work, I will tell you, just wait. Okay. Next, from sklearn.metrics, import confusion matrix, which is nothing but output matrix, okay, which will plot my output data in a matrix format. Next, from sklearn.metrics, I have to import this accuracy score because I have to calculate the score value here. Fine. In the next line, I have taken the input file. This is my input Excel sheet data. That file I am reading into the program with the help of Pandas library file, and I am storing the complete Excel sheet into a very small variable called credit card. Okay. Now, these are all the pre-processing functions, right? For this variable, I have applied header function, describe, correlation. Okay. Next, what I have done, I am taking income, age, loan. So, in order to make you clearly understand, what I do is, okay, see here, the first thing we have imported all the library files. Okay, it is no errors are there. Okay, fine. Next, what we have done, we have taken the Excel sheet and stored in a variable. That also we will run. Now, I want to check what input is present in this particular variable. The complete Excel sheet is displayed, right? What type of input I am having? Columns, right? Like client ID, income, age, loan, okay, LTI, default. So these are all the columns I have. Okay. How many number of rows and columns I have? 2000 rows with 6 columns of information. Okay. Now what I will do for this variable, I will apply few pre-processing functions. What are the first pre-processing function I am going to apply? Header function, right? Which will give me first 5 rows of data. Okay. We are just pre-processing, simplifying our input. That's it. Okay. Next, variable dot tail function. It will give me last 5 rows of data with all the columns. Next, dot information block describes 3 parameters. One is for each and every column present in my input, it will describe me the total count. It will describe me whether that is the particular attribute or column is consisting of any null values or not, and which type of data type it is consisting of. Okay. Next, dot is null dot sum function, which will describe me whether there are any null values present. If present, how many null values are there, that it will be displayed here. Next, dot shape function describes total number of rows and columns. Next, dot columns describes what are all the columns present in my input Excel sheet. So what we are doing here, we are applying some pre-processing functions. Okay, what I have done is null dot sum function I have applied, which will give me whether there are null values present. If present, how many null values are present, it will display that. Okay. Next, dot shape function describes total number of rows and columns present in my input. Next, dark columns represents what are all the columns that are present in my input. Describe function gives me certain values like count value, mean value, standard deviation value, minimum maximum value, 25%, 50%, 75% values of each and every column. Okay, fine. Now that we have done some pre-processing functions also we have applied. Okay. Now what I have done, header function, describe, correlation. This is important because we already done header and tail also. Okay, so we'll take it off, we'll remove it off. Describe also we have applied, so this is also not needed. Next, what we have done, correlation function we have applied. Okay, correlation function describes me the relation between every two attributes present in my input data. Whatever the input data I am giving, in that certain columns will be there, right? For each and every two columns, what is the relation? That is what it will display. Run this, you will get the relation. It will give me the relation between every two attributes present in my Excel sheet. Next, what I am doing is, I am taking income, age, loan. These attributes information I am storing in features variable, X variable, okay? Okay. Next, credit card will be one column over there. That I am storing in target, okay? X, Y variable. Now, let me print these two variables here. So, income, age, loan is displayed as well as by default column, credit column also will be displayed, zeros and ones, okay? Now, I am going to divide my data. How I am going to divide? In terms of certain ratio I have to give. So, we have to give more amount of data to train the algorithm so that it can understand my data, input data in the easiest manner and more correctly, more accurately it can understand. And if we give less amount of data for testing purpose, it will give me better outcome. Okay, fine. What I have done here is, I have taken this train test split module. This module I have applied to X and Y variables. Test size I gave something like 0.3. It means 30% of the data I gave for testing purpose. Remaining 70% I will give it for something like training purpose. Okay. In this format, I am dividing my input data into training and testing category. X train, Y train, X test, Y test. Okay. We have divided. Now taking the algorithm into a variable. Next, I am fitting the training data to this particular variable. Next, predictions to be calculated with the help of X test data. Now, print confusion matrix and accuracy score. When you run this, this is the confusion matrix. The first column represents the actual true values or the actual given values. The second row represents the predicted information. Outcome, predicted outcome will be displayed on the second row. Okay. What is the accuracy score I got? 0.90. It means 90%. Okay. It means 90% accurately we are able to find the credit cards. Okay. It means whether it is applicable or not. Okay. Whether that particular person can get the credit card or not. Okay. That is what the project is. So everyone understood? If not, you can once again revise the session, no issue. It is easy, simple. We are implementing in the easiest way. Okay. The only thing is you need some practice. Of course, for everyone it is needed, even including me, right? Whoever wants to be an expert, we need some practice. We can't be an expertise in any domain or in any work, basically. Not in 1 day, 2 days, 1 year also. We need some practice, that's it. Yes, any queries? Getting late, huh? Okay, so I am winding up the session for today, and in tomorrow's session we'll get back to the same session, same timing, 7 to 8. Okay, actual timing is 7 to 7:45, but we cannot finish it in 45 minutes. So 7 to 8 is our class times. Fix it. Okay. Yeah, you can even follow our pantechelearning channel in Instagram, Telegram, YouTube and podcast. Once again, I am telling you regarding the 1 month internship. If you are interested only, it is applicable. Okay? Don't think that ma'am is repeating the same slide for all the sessions. Yes, of course, because many of the participants are interested to get this internship. Okay? Many of them are waiting for this opportunity also. They need some skills. They need to gain some knowledge, but they want some perfect platform. We hope we are going to give you the perfect platform. Pandek is giving you the perfect platform to learn something practically, to gain some knowledge practically. Okay. So how to enroll for the internship is use this coupon card and you can use this particular link for registration. The registration fees is 597 rupees. Okay. If you click on the link, you will be registered. You can fill the registration form and finish it off. You will get the videos, materials, CSV files, codes, whatever I am explaining now, everything you will get the material support. Okay. If you are having queries also there itself in the dashboard, you can ask your query. We will resolve that. Okay. Yeah. So we have come up to the last slide of the session, where most of the students or most of the participants are waiting, right? Okay. Okay. Once again, I would like to thank all the participants for making the session interactive and also for listening the session patiently with for 1 hour. For 1 hour you have been constantly listening to my session. So thank you everyone. So I hope I am not boring your session, right? I hope the session is interesting and also I will make the session interesting in the next sessions also. Okay. So thank you all the participants. Have a very nice time. Have some delicious dinner and take care. Good night.